my biggest beliefs, one of my biggest pieces of advice that I can offer to anybody is the pain is temporary, but it was a lesson. So instead of looking at why am I hurting? Why did this happen? Take a step back and look at it from a different perspective and say, what lesson did I learn in this? What can I do to prevent me from hurting like this again? You found the strength to make a major decision in your life and feel proud of that. That makes you a strong, beautiful woman. And to be able to put your foot down and make a stance, learn from that, gain from that strength, multiply that, magnify that, and continue to live your life with that strength when making other decisions. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I hope that helped you a little bit.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Okay, well, my time is running up. Rosalind, thank you so much for being my very first caller, and thank you for joining me tonight. I do hope that you find peace in your decision and find some strength in your decision as well. And I wish
you the very...
Absolutely. Thank you for allowing me in your energy. And I really hope that you have a wonderful evening. And thank you again for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Psychic Radio Network and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insight with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Sacred Insight
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sacred Insights. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're all well and good. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the spirit world. So these are some things that I have seen through my clairvoyance, which is what spirit gives me as pictures in my mind that to show me information. And you too may be able to see like flashes that spirit will give to you like in meditation or something, and that is information that they are conveying to you. But now, for the first one that I was going to mention, you may have heard about our loved ones becoming sort of like a spirit guide. So that definitely does happen at times. And not everybody is going to have their loved one become their spirit guide, although they're always around you. But for some of them, they can actually work with your spirit team to relay information to you that can help you know or understand what is going on for you in any situation. Maybe if you're feeling confused about something, or they do this, they can come in and start doing this on a regular basis, and then they're starting to act with your spirit team to help guide you. So another thing that you'll get is coming from spirit is going to leave you with feeling calm. So just as an aside message, if you're feeling panicked from information given to you, just know that that is a projection from the ego, and it is fear-based. Spirit is always a healing energy. Just, try and remember that, because that does happen sometimes. So now the next thing that I was going to mention that I have seen is honestly one of the most beautiful things that I have seen given to me from spirit about the spirit world. And that is after we have crossed over, after we've done our life review, which I will talk about in a minute. I didn't put these in order, but you will also get some details about what's coming next for you, for your soul's experiences, that type of stuff. After that all gets sorted out and we move into a new space, which will basically become our home. Before we move into our home, we go into this enormous room that is full of golden light. It's warm, beautiful golden light where many, many, many souls are gathered. And when you enter this beautiful golden filled room for the first time after crossing over, there are a lot of souls gathered. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands, to greet you. And this is in addition to when you first cross over and your loved ones and angels greet you. Okay. Now, so anyway, like you walk through this long hallway upon entering this room. And all of the souls in there give your loved ones, and when they pass over, a standing ovation. They cheer and they clap for your loved ones because they have just completed a major undertaking for a soul, a life here on earth, and they will get acknowledged by them for that huge accomplishment that they just completed. So each soul has this event basically dedicated to them by other souls who have lived on Earth. And they are just showered with appreciation, as if they just are almost like on stage and they're this, major artist who just performed something, like a concert, like a huge concert, Elton John concert or something like that. That's the applause you get, that your loved ones get when they cross over. And it is no easy feat to live, in life, to do a life on Earth. And so, you are celebrated. Okay, so moving on to the next one is about the life review. And I know most of you have heard of the life review by now, but I just wanted to expand on it a little bit more. So what's interesting is that our life review is shown to us kind of like a movie on a screen. Emotions play a big role. So how we make other people feel during, the encounters with them by our actions is what we experience that we made somebody feel. Almost as if we are seeing through their lens, seeing through their eyes, and having those experiences and how, they took it. The key is, though, is if it was from us, if our actions caused it, not necessarily if they're feeling that way and it was caused by somebody else, because that happens a lot too. But so we go through the life review with certain people's lives that we knew. We watch other people's lives in a life review that we knew, mostly our loved ones. And this is done so we can have a better understanding of our relationship with them, okay, and what they went through. So even if it doesn't have to do necessarily with us, we watch what happened with their life, or even if they're still here on Earth, we'll watch their life review in order to understand them, their actions, our relationship with them, because we'll likely either have another relationship with them or go through a similar situation in a future life. And so this was done to help hopefully have it be like a little bit more of a gentle interaction for both parties, in the future. And another thing we'll do regarding life reviews throughout our time on the other side is we'll go back after the initial life review, and this is only done as needed, and have more life reviews, but this time it's going to be focusing on specific things if there's more lessons to learn there, so that we can get a clearer perspective on the more important things that we're still needing more clarity and help on. And there is absolutely no judgment. This isn't done, to like shaming or anything like that. It's just about learning and understanding. Okay, so next thing we'll do, which I find really interesting that Spirit has shown me, is we will observe people who are alive on Earth while we're in spirit. And this is to see how other people handle situations and lessons that we had to go through, but that we had a hard or more difficult time with, and see the choices that they make, both for the better and for the worse, in order to learn. So, like I said, this has to do with certain similar situations that apply to us. All of this information will be put in our subconscious. So like when in a future lifetime, it will be given to us as needed from the spirit world into our subconscious mind. A lot of times it'll come in our dreams, or when you zone off and you're just kind of like in a distant, looking out in a far away distance and not really conscious. Sometimes I guess information comes through that way. Another way it will come through is in a meditative state. Once you start living from like a spiritually minded way of being, and during meditation, you can get, that's a good way to get information because like it'll be clear, usually, hopefully, and, you're more likely to just be more aware of it, remember it better. But anyway, when our subconscious mind is given information from our soul family about our life that, is needed. So, okay. The next one that I was going to mention is we have classes in the spirit world. And sometimes I have seen ascended masters, if you're familiar with that term, but ascended masters will teach some of these classes that we will take from them. And a lot of them are about emotions. So the ones that I've seen are about emotions, about self-love, mastering our emotions, because emotions are a key part of life. And we come from the spirit world, and the spirit world is love, and love is an emotion. And it takes us back to our truth, which takes us back to love. And then we can come here and be more mindful of bringing our truth to the world in whatever capacity is appropriate and right for us. And it comes from our soul. And our soul's truth is what we're here to do. So if it's not of love, then it's not truth, if that makes sense. And then that means it's coming from here. And that's why it's important to live from our own soul's truth and not the opinions necessarily of other people. And so I hope this gives like an interesting perspective on the spirit world, things that they have shown me. And just, we all have our own individual lives to live. And that's why it's great to live to the beat of your own drum and not, recognize when things are coming from fear and maybe realize that is not necessarily your truth. So anyway, that is going to do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out my services or products, you can go to stand.store/medium Andrea and go from there. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Medicine for Your Spirit
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everybody. Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Down here in Australia, we are just coming to the end of 2 weeks of school holidays. So it's been a very hectic time in my family and in my home, as I have my young grandchildren most of the school holidays. I'd just like to share a really beautiful story. Yesterday I had my kids, my grandkids, and we went to a little island not far from where I am on the water. And we're all in the mangroves climbing around having fun, and they found this injured rainbow lorikeet. Beautiful birds. Google it. And the two 10-year-old cousins, so they were determined to rescue it. So I stood back and went, I'm here to support you if you need it, but I'm going to let you work it out for yourselves. And they did. They were very patient, very loving, very caring, and they didn't want to upset the bird any more than what it was. And they had a lot of persistence, gentle persistence, and they finally got this bird. And then they put it in their little hat, with a little cloth, and they both carried it all the way back to my house because we walked there. Both of them, their 4 hands on this cap. And then we went straight to the vet to leave the bird there. And when we got there, I said to them, listen, I'm not coming in with you. You guys started this journey. I trust that you can do this. So they walked into the vet by themselves to deliver this bird into the caring hands. And when they came out, their whole energy fields were expansive and light. And they just felt so, you could see, so confident. And also, they did something that they followed their heart journey on it. But they also knew that they were trusted enough to follow through. So they're very happy because the bird is fine. It just had a bit of an injured wing, a bruised wing or whatever. And it's been sent to the Australia Zoo, if you've heard of that. It's a beautiful place here on the Sunshine Coast in Australia. So, it was just, you have these moments, and watching kids with nature reminds us of, basically as adults, how separated we've become from it. So just in the next week or so, just have a think in your own life around how can you reconnect to nature a little bit more? How can you start listening to the sounds of the natural world and how it fills us and balances us and grounds us and heals us, and spend time in it? It does something to you. It really does. And children keep showing us this all the time. So sometimes go into nature, be as the child, wonder, awe, joy, happiness, and interact and connect with it. You just might find there's some beautiful heart-opening moments for you. So I have a caller from Ontario. I think the name is German.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good,
what can I do to help, support, offer guidance? What do you need from me today?
Well, I would like a general reading, I worry about love and money, right? I work too much and I haven't got this goal I got. I need to get a house, but I work and nothing comes up. The same with love. I don't know if you can give me any clue about it, or you see my
we'll
reading.
Have a look at this.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at it for you. So first of all, I'm going to say, the first thing I want to say is, I know it's probably going to be hard to hear, but it's a reality check, and it's a mindful check. If we're trying to have something in our life and we're coming from a place of lack or desperation, then the intentions and what we're doing are never going to fulfill that desire of what we want. We've got to go in into ourselves and start working on understanding, first of all, that we have the abundance. We have the ability to have the abundance and be in that flow, and also look at our mindset around what are the blocks, or what are the beliefs or conditions or habits that are getting in the way of us having or creating the life that we really want. Because universe, consciousness, source, God, whatever you believe in, wants us as souls to have what we need to experience for our growth. And if we keep, as humans, getting in the way through our ego and our beliefs, we're never going to get it. So the first thing I would look at is look at your intentions or your motivations behind why you're doing it. Yes, you want to get a house. So that would be for security probably, or stability. So how can I feel secure and stable while I'm still working towards getting a house? It's try and start feeling what you want to feel, having what you think you want, if you understand what I'm saying. It's a very short thing I can do here for you, but it's for such a big subject. But I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you. So we're calling in some information for German from Ontario around increasing his ability to receive and focusing on creation. That's what I'm hearing to say. So let's see what's here for you. First one here for you is you've got to find some balance. You've got to find, if you're working way too much and you don't have much of anything else going on in your life, you're out of balance. And again, as I said, we've got to start looking at, why am I doing what I'm doing? What is the I need to have this, I need to have this in order for my life to be good or happy or, full. That life, that way of thinking has changed. What we need to be doing now is going, I know how I want to feel, so I'm going to start cultivating those feelings now. So this balance here is bringing your heart and your mind into congruence. What I'm thinking and what I'm feeling have to be the same thing. I'm thinking I want to make money, but I'm feeling I never will, is never going to work. So this is about bringing your mind and your heart into congruence. And it's also looking at the bigger picture and then bringing things into action. That's your first thing. So you're definitely out of balance. So it's finding balance or harmony within yourself. The next little bit of information for you, you've got to have playtime. I'm hearing very loudly, you've got to have a little bit more playtime. Playtime opens our heart and it lifts our vibration. So the next bit of information, German here, is shadow. Okay. This is your shadow energy. So this means you've got to start looking at yourself. What parts of you are you not honoring? Our shadow is, very simply, our shadow is just the aspects of ourselves where the light doesn't shine greatly. So it could be negative thoughts, it could be negative habits, it could be anything really. So sometimes our shadow is a beautiful reminder of what we need to learn, what we need to work through, what we need to love even more. We spend so much time pushing parts of ourselves away that we don't particularly like. When the shadow energy comes up, it's saying, have a look at those parts, because there could be some very good strengths there. And you're not going to waste energy pushing things away. You're going to actually start pulling it in and seeing how it can benefit you in the now. So that's another thing. So you obviously, when I look at this for you, you've got some old thoughts or heavier energy around you that's sort of getting in the way of progress. It's like what's the saying? 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. That's what it feels like you're doing, because you're really out of whack or out of balance with in your life. So, and the last one here for you, the outcome one is, I love this. This is devotion. This is the energy of creation. Devotion is reverence. It is intention. It is mindfulness, it is open-heartedness, it is really looking at setting a powerful, clear map. And I'm going to put it this way, looking at how you want to feel. This is the map for you. Look at how you want to feel having the house that you want to live in, having a life that's filled with love, because it's not just about doing. We have to learn to receive as well. In our world, most of us get fixed on what we need to do to get ahead. Consciousness, or the wisdom of the universe, is around us going, I can help you. Ask me. There are other ways. So there's a whole story around whether you go through life like a torchlight or whether you go through life like a flame. A torchlight has one direction only of light. A flame has a radiance around it. The flame is the feeling. So you need to start looking at how do you want to feel having the life that you're dreaming, intending, envisioning for yourself. What would all of that feel like? When I know how I want to feel, then I become the point of attraction. Then I become a magnetic force of creation. And then everything I do is supported by a bigger source, a bigger energy that helps me get to what I want. So at the moment, I feel this devotion for you is setting powerful intentions, knowing how you want to feel, and also having some playtime, having some fun, being lighthearted. And also, as I said at the start, looking for some balance. The other thing that came up just before I pulled another card was surrender low self-esteem. This is self-worth, your self-value, direction, purpose. Surrender it. So a really beautiful thing you could be saying for yourself each day is, today I value myself and all that I am. Because having a house and having love does not fill your sense of value. When you have a greater sense of yourself, more of those things start to come to you with ease. Because you are the one, you are the flame, you become that flame and things come to you. So there is definitely something here I'm feeling in your solar plexus around your identity and having things in life because it makes you look successful or it'll make you feel successful. Think about waking up every morning. Every morning we wake up, we are successful. We've woken up. We're in a life, in a world that is a playground for us. Everything we want is there. It's available to us if we can hold our intent, keep our heart open, align, attune, know how we want to feel. It's all there. It's a playground. So for you, it is starting to feel better. It is starting to feel better about yourself. Work on your solar plexus, confidence, value, and that opens up your direction and your purpose in a much more profound way. You will never be filled by anything outside of you. But when you fill yourself from the inside, everything that you want will start coming into your world. And that's what I want to say. I hope that was helpful.
All right.
Thank you, German. Good luck with that. So I hope that might have been a message for others as well, because it feels like there's a lot going on. I did pull a card earlier on for everyone. It's gone now. It was about discernment. In the next week, play in nature, look at nature and be discerning. There's a lot of rubbish in the news, a lot of rubbish going around. Be discerning. So that's a big warm heart and soul hug from me for this week from Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Sessions with Spirit with Gene Rose. Live Live from Facebook.com/Tarot Readings by Gene Rose.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Sessions with Spirit
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to the 16th episode of Sessions with Spirit. I went ahead while we were doing the intro and shuffled one of my favorite Oracle decks, though it is not my top. And what I mean by that is one of my absolute favorites, and guys, I should have probably pulled it out, so I'm going to grab it now, is Seasons of the Witch. Oh my goodness. Guys, you know I am a tarot chick all the way. However, there are a few Oracle decks that I adore. One is that, you know what? Why don't we pull two this evening? I did pull one from the Green Witch Oracle. That card, of course, was Sage. That card is going to be about wisdom, purification, as well as harmony. I show the cards only because I do realize we do have some listeners that are listening via podcast. For those that are, whether you're watching me live or streaming as a show, oh, we got ribbons, guys. I like to show because I appreciate the art. So I like to show the cards. From the Seasons of the Witch. And this, of course, is the Beltane edition. We got ribbons. Ribbons is all about, for it lives in the silk of my binding, the knots of my truth, the eye of becoming, the witness swallowed in stillness. Now, I know that almost sounds like the Riddler from Batman. What I mean by that is you have to kind of sit and think and sit in that space and really absorb the message. Break it down. Sometimes, and especially with different decks, we get different messages. You know, that especially goes for Oracle, of course. They vary from deck to deck. Just as, to take this or use this as an example, the Seasons of the Witch Yule deck is going to be completely different from the Samhain deck. So yes, they do vary. As with tarot, it is more system, so the meanings never change. As with the card ribbons, it's about sitting in that stillness, enjoying that silence, really listening to our inner being and what we want, desire, and need. That hand in hand would go with Sage, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because Sage is about wisdom. It's about sitting back, absorbing things, and taking things in, really running with the message, but not just the one that we see on the surface. Sometimes we have to dig a little bit deeper and kind of like peel the onion, if you will, though I prefer apples. I'm just saying, you got to peel back those layers, which I know is difficult. Guys, I'm never going to sit here and be like, oh, it's fine. I get it. You know, I would never sort of act flippant with people and do that. Tonight, as always, guys, we do have a few requests from my followers, my beautiful lovelies. We're going to start with Laureline from North Carolina, of course. Yes, darling. Oh my goodness. I am going to do a, I would say like 3 to 5 card pull. I'm not in any rush tonight, guys. I know we are going to have callers. But I don't know, I just want to take my time tonight. I do. I realize that I'm only with you for a limited time, but I definitely want to make the most of it. So, Laureline, my love, your first card was the King of Cups. This card would definitely represent somebody who is being manipulative, even narcissistic. The reason why I say that is because for me, the court cards from the cup suit are absolute ick cards. Though I don't feel like this is someone that you are directly related to. It's definitely someone not necessarily in your circle, but sort of peering in. A snake in the grass, if you will. Your second card was the 5 of Cups. Watch your moves. And what I mean by that is cross your T's and dot your I's. I feel like with this snake in the grass, it is very important for you to stay on your toes. And why I say that is because the next card, love, they were almost all from the cup suit. Was the Four of Cups, but it fell reversed. So instead of staying in one place and thinking or having those idle thoughts, which are usually negative, you're all about action, doing things. You're like you put your money where your mouth is. You're not afraid to back up what you say. Your next card was the fantastic 10 of Cups. I was so happy to see this card. Reason being is the 10 refers to a sense of completion. The cup suit, as I said before, does refer to happiness as well as contentment, even joy. And I feel like with you knowing how they are, you're going to act accordingly. Remember, in your own life, you want to hire, fire, and promote accordingly. The final card, which was the extra one that I pulled, was, of course, the beautiful 10 of Pentacles. I thought it was really fantastic that you received 2 10s back to back, especially with them being from the suits that they were. That is going to even refer to, I don't want to say financial settlements, but it definitely can refer to that. In fact, let's pull one more card real quick. I stand corrected. The Sun. The Sun is a power card. That is going to refer to a hardcore success. It also can refer to a financial blessing or financial abundance. I feel like this is a lot of cash coming in at one time. Also, it's going to refer to a hardcore success or a hard-fought victory. So, yes, it did take a long road to get to this final outcome. However, it's going to be worth it in the end. So, Laureline, I definitely hope that that answered whatever questions you may have and that it does bring you a sense of peace. Let's go with our first caller. Our first caller is going to be Megan. Hello, Megan. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, love. What is going on? What do you need a reading on tonight?
I just lost my fiance on Sunday the 14th, and just kind of, just trying to see where, things are going and just trying to get a little bit of closure. I know that no one can really necessarily bring that to me. I have to find that on my own, but, I feel like this is a good way to help me as well.
Oh, love, of course. And first off, if I may offer my condolences, and especially with it being so raw and so fresh, I definitely feel honored that you decided to call in. I truly do, because I can only imagine how difficult that this was for you. So kudos to you for making that first step. I do have a mail with me. Love, are you still wearing your ring?
I'm sorry?
Do you still have your ring on?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. He brings that up. Have you not taken it off?
No way.
Yeah. He brings that up. He's like, you couldn't even pry it from her cold, dead fingers. No pun intended, but he does break out laughing after he said that. He is a bit of a jokester, though I do feel as though he had a bit of a serious side, but he loved to laugh. Even when the situation, or the more, Megan, the more serious the situation was, the more he would try to make you to laugh. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said before, he brings up how you're almost like protective of it. You're extremely scared that something's going to happen to it. You're going to lose it. It's going to slip off your finger. I feel like you're always like checking your hand because you feel like that is the only connection that you have left to him. He wants you to know that that is not true. Love, at night lately, what are you curling up with of his? Is it a shirt?
Blanket.
What is it? Oh, my love. Oh, honey.
It's his blanket and his pillows. He was a CDL truck driver, and I got him out of his truck. We had to clean it out, and I've been sleeping with it.
Does it smell like him?
It does.
Okay, because he brings that up. He shows me you like smelling it. You almost wrap the blanket around your hand, and then you hold it to your face. You sort of like cry in it, but you get scared if you cry in it too much, the scent is going to go away.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
He's never going to leave you, honey. He isn't. And I know with it being so raw, there isn't much I can say to fix it. But I definitely hope that with these confirmations, you know that he is still with you. It's just in a different way. I know it's not the way that you want or even the way that you need.
Oh, thank you so much.
He just wants you to know that he's with you.
I hope
He's
he is.
definitely with you, love. He all love. He's not going to leave. Where does the letter R come in?
His name is Ryan, and we have 2 kids named Raya and Rylea.
Love, I'm so sorry.
Mm.
Is it okay if I light candles for you tonight?
Please do. Please do.
Oh, Megan, I'm going to ask you a favor.
Yeah.
Okay? I know this is a big ask, but I want you to do 2 things. Number 1, I want you to get yourself a journal, and I want you to write to him like you're talking to him, just like how you guys would talk on the phone when he was away on the road. Okay? Tell him about your day. Tell him about the kids. It's going to help you not just with your grief, but it's also going to be a keepsake. And yes, he said it's okay to be mad at him. The other thing.
It's okay to be mad at him?
Yeah. 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 So stop feeling guilty for being mad. It's okay.
Phew.
I know. Oh my gosh, Megan. Ooh, my goodness, love. I am going to ask you to please do me the favor and honor of following me on Facebook. I'm going to reach out to you, okay? And I want updates, and I'm going to keep tabs on you, and I'm going to check in with you. And that way I know you're okay.
I need it. It just means a lot to me, more than you know. Because I have a lot of guilt and just, you know, I just need to know. And I am mad at him. I'm so mad at him.
I know you are, love. And that's okay. Megan, it's okay to be mad. That's why I want you to get that journal. Because I want you to write every emotion you have. Every emotion, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're angry, when you even want to rip the book up. Don't. But those feelings are warranted. Why does he call himself and pardon my French, but a dumb, you know what? Why does he call himself that? He keeps saying he's like, French? Like, pardon my French, but he keeps saying he keeps calling himself a dumbass. He's like, I was a dumbass. Does that make sense to you?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it again?
He keeps saying to me that he was a dumbass. He's like, I was a dumbass. I was a dumbass. Does that make sense? When I ask or try to pry further, I relate it to, he points to my watch. And for me, that would symbolize moments. Moments that he was with you, that he didn't, was he ever like distracted or stressed? I feel like sometimes when he was with you guys, he would be not all the way present. That's what he's referring to, Megan.
Okay. I mean, a lot of times he would, be on his phone playing a game.
Yeah. So those are the times, love. He says, I should have stopped, I should have slowed down, and I should have paid attention.
Oh, my gosh. Ooh. Oh, gosh.
Are the kids young?
Yeah, 2 and 7. And he has other kids too, but we just have those 2 together.
Okay. Did anything happen, or what do the numbers 5 and 6 mean to you?
5 and 6?
Mm-hmm. It could be May or June, or the 5th or 6th of a month. I keep getting drawn to those 2 numbers.
Can't really refer to 6, but May is my birthday.
Okay.
And June 6th, in June we had a beach trip planned. I don't know if that would have to do with anything, and it could be something else. I just can't think of it at this moment.
Did you cancel the beach trip?
No, I did not.
don't.
Okay.
Megan, if you don't listen to another thing I say, please, he's pleading, please do not cancel that trip.
He knows me so well. I won't.
Okay?
Okay.
I want you to go, and I want you to bring your journal when you go on that trip too. So those moments you can share with him.
I will.
I promise you, though,
Sure.
he'll be with you.
Ooh.
Okay, take your time. I know sometimes it could be a lot. It's like, whoa, like, because you're kind of like hoping for confirmation, but then when you get it, it's almost like a gut punch, you know? And it's like you're not prepared for it. And it's like, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, you know, almost like Cartman's mom from South Park. Like, whoa, 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 what? Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Should have stopped and paid attention. Oh my goodness, because he was in a motorcycle accident. And I'm pretty sure he was going really fast and, you know, he hit the car. So that's wild. Wow. Ooh.
Is that why he was calling himself a dumbass?
I'm not sure.
Did he hit the car?
Yeah, he hit the car.
Love, did he do like the
that's
weaving?
What they're saying. Let me just say that. That's what they're saying happened. I don't fully know.
Okay. Did he do like weaving?
Maybe. He may have. I don't know.
In regards to how it happened, I feel like he was blindsided by the car.
Okay.
How the bike fell was not how it hit.
Okay.
He's like, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Yeah. He's like, no. He took risks when he would ride, but no, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't go as far as taking a chance like that. Does that make sense? There's a difference between that adrenaline rush that he's like, oh yeah, it was like almost like a high, but it wasn't, oh, like a evil Knievel type deal where it's like, you know, oh, let me see if I could fly over 15 cars and then just, you know, wish you the best of luck. It wasn't a situation like that. I feel like he was blindsided. What happened? Was it on the left side and then the bike fell on the right?
See, I'm not fully sure. He was going down a one-way street, and a car was coming out from actually on his right side. He was on the left side of the street because I unfortunately did see him there while they was giving him CPR. And honestly, it was just such a shock that so much of that is a blur to me. So I really can't fully remember, you know, where all the bike was and things like that.
Who is the man that was on scene?
I'm sorry. Who was what?
Who is the man that was on scene? I don't know if you remember or not. If you don't, that's okay.
There was a man on scene from somebody I knew from a friend, you know, years ago. He was like, I remember who you are. Calm down. It's okay. I do remember that. Besides, you know, the police officer. So I don't know.
Who had like the olive skin? Who had the like olive complexion?
Like an olive complexion on the scene. My daughter ended up, I know it sounds really crazy, because I got home and my daughter actually was up and I realized that I had rode past, and then when I pulled into the house, because it actually happened right around the corner, I realized that I think that's him, and I just started freaking out and I ran down there and my daughter came with us. Well, with me, I'm sorry. So unfortunately my daughter was, you know, there.
Yeah. Oh, love. He makes me feel like there was a man by him.
Mm.
Which is okay if you do not know or you can't recall. And I do apologize for the fur babies in the background. But I feel like he was okay. Were you afraid that he was like panicking? I know you were panicking. Yeah, like you couldn't get to him fast enough. You couldn't. Like, yeah, like you just, and it was almost like you turned into an Olympian, like out of nowhere. The adrenaline kicked in, and I feel like you just started running, but you didn't run. I don't want to say with purpose. You did run with purpose. You didn't know what to do. You didn't know what direction to go in. Do I grab the kids? Do I go? You didn't know where, like the confusion, Megan. There was a lot of confusion. Yeah.
There is a lot of confusion, and I have like guilt. Definitely a lot of confusion.
Okay. I do a lot of automatic writing in my mediumship, so that's why I kind of went in my desk and grabbed an index card because I don't have Post-its handy. Let go of the guilt because he makes me feel, I just wrote guilt. Let go of that guilt. Reason being is you go back to that moment and you constantly, like, literally torture yourself thinking, if I could have got there sooner, if I should have did this, if I could have done that, if I would have done this, it would have played out differently. He says flat out, he says, Meg, stop. You couldn't have changed it. You couldn't. No matter what. I'm so sorry, Megan.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
And I just thank you because you really brought me a lot of comfort. And hopefully I can get some sleep tonight. It brought me a lot of comfort.
I would definitely love that. And like I said, please don't forget to reach out to me because I really would love to check in on you.
Okay, I definitely will.
And get that journal, okay? That way when you're mad at him, instead of now, since you can't fight with him, you can fight with him in the journal. And he says, better yet, he goes, I won't say anything stupid back. So get the journal.
Okay, I will.
All right, Megan. Oh, honey, love to you and your family. I wish you and your family nothing but peace, strength, and comfort. And I will definitely light candles, not just for you, but also your children.
Thanks so much.
You're so welcome, Megan. You take care, okay, love?
You too, thanks.
No problem, love. Have a wonderful night and get some rest.
I will try, thanks.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye. If that did not tug on your heartstrings, guys, this is why I do what I do. It is. And it's an honor. As hard as it is sometimes, it's an honor to have this gift. I have been blessed with something that not everybody can do. And I realize that. I'm very grateful for that. And I definitely hope with my whole heart that Megan finds peace. And love, I'm going to hold you to it. I truly hope that you reach out to me because I would love to just, not want to say keep tabs on you, but just even as a friend, you know? Guys, and it seems distasteful. You know, my info is below. If you're interested in booking a session, definitely reach out. But I can't advertise myself right now. I will, with the few minutes that we have left, pull us a tarot card. I think we all need that, right? Kind of like just a card to go into the weekend with. love when they shuffle like this. 5 of Swords. Set boundaries for yourself, whether they be that internal conflict or even that external. Whether it be friends, work, whatever, even family, it doesn't matter. Just draw those lines, and I always say draw them in concrete. Don't draw them in the sand, because they can kick their foot and then the lines are blurred. So take that time to evaluate and take that inventory. Figure things out, not just for yourself, but what you want in your life. Also, set those boundaries in regards to the energy that you're going to take on, things that you're going to invest your time in. That's going to be really important. And that's the energy that I want and wish for all of you to take on, especially with this upcoming weekend. Guys, we went through it with that eclipse. Let me tell you what, that was a doozy. And the energy it expelled, I'm still trying to recover. Only to have a full moon in like a week or so? I cannot. But we'll get through it. And we're going to get through it together. Guys, remember, we are in the age of Aquarius. And if you know anything about that, you know that it reconstructs community. Things sometimes have to be broken down in order for the castle to be built back up. So think about ways that you can rebuild your castle. Boundaries that you want to set, things that you're no longer going to tolerate, and things that you're going to expect to accept in your life. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful evening. I thank you all so much for joining me. And of course, quickly, I would like to give a shout out to our Facebook viewers. Guys, I'm sorry, I cannot see the comments while we are filming, but I do say hello to each and every one of you. I wish nothing but blessings for all of you. Thank you again for joining me tonight, and I'll see you next week. Love to all. Bye, guys.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Spiritual Connections with Psychic Medium Cindy. Psychic Medium Cindy. Live from Facebook.com/Psychic Cindy.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Spiritual Connection
on A1R, the Ask One Radio.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Great to be here tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. So I was thinking about what can I talk about tonight when I come on the show? Like, what's happening? Well, of course, there's a full moon on Tuesday. So I thought, all right, give everybody a little heads up on that. So we're looking at full moon in Scorpio on Tuesday. Scorpio is a deep feeling, like hidden emotions, bringing up really the tough stuff on Tuesday. You're going to really feel like superficial, like meaningless relationships. Really don't want them around anymore. You're really going to be kind of focused on like, who are the people in my life that I have like a meaningful connection with, that understand me, that, you know, I can have good conversations with, that they trust. Like, these are the sort of things that we're going to be coming up on this full moon. So as with all the full moons, remember, it's about releasing, like getting rid of the things that we don't need in our lives anymore. And then we, you know, move on to the next day to like bigger and better things, and know that you are important, and know that you're loved, and that you deserve to have meaningful people around you, because that's what you deserve, because you're all awesome. So we already have somebody on the phone. So let's get Angela from Crown Point, Indiana.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Angela. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. What can I do for you this evening?
I would like either a general reading with emphasis on life path, or if you feel anybody that is connected spiritually around me that has a message, either or.
Okay. All right. Do you want to start with your spiritual path? Is that what you said? Right? Sure. Okay. I can do that fairly easily for you. I have a good spread for that too. So. Ooh, okay, cards are going flying. Alrighty. One more shuffle there. It's done for you. Alrighty. Okay, Angela, so the first card I pulled for you is the Strength card. And it's a beautiful card because your strength is your passion ignited. The number one meaning of this card, because the number one card is like new beginnings, new opportunities. But whatever this new beginning or new opportunity is that's coming in for you, if it hasn't already started, is something that you're really passionate about and something that you really love.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a relationship, but I feel that it's probably more about just your passions. And what's happening with you now is you have the Truth card. The number 2 is all about choices, and you can't see this card, I know, but in this card, there's like this woman, and she's like looking out into the universe, and that's where her answers are. She's going to make a choice, and she's like, I'm going to reach out to the universe to get my answers. And that's exactly what's going to happen to you. If you don't know what this choice is about this passion that you are about to embark on, the universe is going to give it to you in some way. They're going to let you know exactly what it is. Who or what is going to help you on the way is, I have the Foundations and Achievements card, which is the number 4 is all about building a firm foundation. There's a rainbow on this card, which is the good after the bad. And I know you can't see the card, but on the card, there's 3 people, like 2 adults and a child, and they're standing in front of this beautiful, strong house. And what's really interesting is the 3 cards that I pulled for you right in a row are all purple, and purple are all divine. They're all spiritual cards. So it's like just verifying for me that the universe is with you, and they're here to take care of you. Any obstacles on the way, there is an obstacle on the way, and the obstacle is the Deception and Envy card. And this would be equal to like the 7 of Swords if we were using the old tarot. And really, all of this is and this card always comes out as a warning card. And it's just a warning that whatever this passion is and the decision you make, and you start building on it, and it's going to grow and get stronger and bigger, somebody around you is going to be jealous of that. Don't worry about it. You're gonna find out about it. You're gonna hear about it. You're gonna be like, yeah, I already knew about that because the psychic told me it was going to be. So, and don't be fussed about it, because jealousy is in the spirit world is a useless emotion, and it really is, right? Everybody's here have their own journey, and you deserve to be successful just as everybody else. So the message from your angels is yet again another 4, which is a firm foundation card. It's all about like building, getting stronger, getting stronger financially, getting a lot of security under you. With your message from your guides is actually the trapped in fear card. So this is a number 8 card, which is all about abundance. But the fear part is you. You are, at some point in time during this whole thing, you're going to start doubting yourself, and you're going to think, I can't do it. It's not right. It's not going to work out. I'm going to lose money, whatever. So you got to push that away and say, no, I can do it. I know I can do it. I have everything. Spirit world protecting me and guiding me. I have everything I need within me to be a success. So those are just normal doubts, and the universe is just warning you that you're going to have them. But the message from your heart is triumphant success. So yet again, another beautiful card, just, reinforcing the fact that, you're on the right track. You're going to see the clarity. It's all going to come through for you. And in the end, you have the spiritual union card, which is a number 2. Again, can be about choices, or it can just be about unity. This card has 2 people on it, a male and a female. And sometimes it can just be balance. Sometimes it can be balance between the male and female within us, because we all have both of those qualities. And sometimes it can just be somebody in your life that's going to come around and just give you that spiritual connection that you need and that you want. So does that make sense to you at all? Like, are you planning on doing anything like that, or are you maybe looking for a new relationship by any chance?
I'm looking to strengthen my current relationship, so that makes a lot of sense. Because we seem to be going in the right direction. And I am looking to start something new in my life as well, as far as career-wise. So I have been having some self-doubt about that as well. So I think you hit the nail on the head.
Oh, good. Great. Yeah. Because it looks really, really good. And the fact that you have so much purple in your cards, because I know you can't see them, but I can, just really tells me that you're, spiritually protected and spiritually guided. And that's always very helpful, because when you can think of that, you can think, well, if things don't work out, or when you have those doubts, then you're like, no, I know the spirit world will let me know that I'm on the right track, push you and guide you in the right direction. So you have anything else for me, or are you just interested in maybe a mediumship reading?
The mediumship reading would be great.
Okay. Let's see if I can find somebody around you. We have about 5 minutes left, so that gives me a lot of time. So, Angela, I'm picking up a male figure. Do you have a father figure, like grandfather, uncle, somebody like that may have passed away?
Okay.
Yes, sorry?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, my father passed away and my grandfather.
Okay. I would say it's your dad first, right? Usually the dads that come first.
Yes.
Did he have a longer illness?
For my father, no, it was more of a shorter illness.
Okay.
He passed rather suddenly.
Rather suddenly?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. As a grandfather, maybe that's a little bit back there too. Okay. Was he younger when he passed away, like in his 50s? 50s
yes,
or 60s? Was he? Okay. So you were young when he passed away.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and that makes it sad, right? You know what I mean? That makes it hard because he left so quickly and you didn't get to say goodbye. It makes it, you know, I find that those kinds of deaths are, people always feel guilty and bad about that, but please don't, because your dad is wonderful and on the other side. He feels a bit guilty over that, over the fact that he left as quickly as he did, but he had to do that. That was his time to go.
Okay.
Because we sign a soul contract before we come. We kind of decide when we're going to go before we come, and that was his time. So as soon as he passed away, he knew that, but he still has the human feelings of like regret, because he was your dad and he wanted to be there. But always know he was always with you with everything. He's full of information. So all of the big events, all the Christmases, all the birthday parties and stuff, he's always been with you, always been around you. Do you feel his presence at all?
Sometimes I do, yes.
Yeah, so I feel that he's trying to make sure that you notice him. So I don't know if you have a symbol for him. Sometimes people use like birds or feathers or like coin, like dimes or something, and they I always suggest picking one symbol for a person, and then if they come around, you're kind of like, oh, that's Dad, right? Dad's here today. So when I'm pulling some cards for your dad. So the first card I pull for him is the abundance card. The abundance card is a bright red color. And when I pull that card in the mediumship reading, I always think of love and like how much love he has for you, how much love he had for you before he left, and how much love he continues to have for you. So, and when he does look back at his life, he sees peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. And that's a really beautiful card. I rarely pull that card, so it's really special for that to come out. And he's certainly at peace now. He feels really, really good. His message for you is about honesty. I don't have much time left, so we'll go quickly through this. So his message for you is honesty, and he's just basically saying that you can't always expect honesty from other people, but you can from yourself. And the next message for you is about relationships, and it is, I'm attracted to people that serve my highest good. So I just want to tell you, Angela, that you were very, very much loved by your dad, and I very much missed, but know that he's always with you and how much he loves you, and he's definitely guiding you. So anything that's happening with you in your life, ask him to help you. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, you too.
All right, bye-bye. All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. That was great. Thanks, Angela, again for calling in, and I'll see you guys next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Astro Weather and Readings with Ashley June. Ashley June. Live from AshleyJune.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Astro Weather and Reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, I am Ashley from AshleyJune.com, here with your Astro Weather Report and readings for the week of April 17th to the 23rd. We have a big energy week again this week. April is just a big month astrologically. And this week we have the sun moving into the sign of Taurus. Very exciting for me. I'm a Taurus, and Tauruses love our season. It is a season that is all about luxuriating and kind of just taking the time to allow yourself those little luxuries. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty. So Taurus loves beautiful things. It's springtime in the Northern Hemisphere. The flowers are finally blooming. And after we've had all of this rain and all of the cold, now we're going to have some sunshine and some springtime. And this is when the baby animals are going to be coming out. And you might see a cute baby bunny. That is the Taurus feeling. Cute, cuddly, wants to eat yummy things, wants to, touch soft textures, maybe go to an art museum or go out and maybe just spend some time in nature, luxuriating in the beautiful sprouting flowers on the trees, the daffodils and the tulips and all of those things to really get into Taurus energy for this next season of the sun. Also in the sign of Taurus, on the 21st, we will have Jupiter and Uranus meeting up together. Jupiter is the planet of gifts and luck and the expansion planet. And Uranus is the planet of shock and awe, change, revolution. So on this day, imagine that there are going to be a lot of things that you're going to maybe see even on the world stage, because these are two large, big hitting planets meeting up, and they're going to be ending old stories and starting new stories. So this aspect is going to be something about revolution and change on a big, shocking level. Also on the 19th, we will have Mercury, the planet of communications, meeting up with Venus, the planet of love and beauty, in the sign of Aries. And Mercury rules the sign of Gemini. Venus rules the sign of Libra. I always say that Gemini and Libra are best friends of the zodiac. So Mercury is still retrograde. So he's kind of moving backwards in the sky. And he's met up with Venus not too long ago, but now he's moving backwards and he's going to go meet up with her again. These two love to talk. And when Gemini and Venus get together, it can kind of be a gossip fest. So you may be hearing people coming up to you and saying, hey, have you heard about so-and-so? And did you hear about this or that person? Or what happened with this? Because Mercury is retrograde, know that once he's moved out of retrograde phase and out of his shadow, these stories will change and there will be more clarity. So try to hold back as best as you can on getting into the gossip fest. But it can be hard sometimes because when Mercury and Venus are together, the gossip can be very juicy. All right. Also ready for taking calls? Pat in New Jersey.
Hi.
Hi, Pat. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Is there anything specific that you were here for today? Anything that I can help you with?
Yeah, I wanted to see going forward about making money.
Okay, finances for Pat. Let's see. I'm using an angel card deck here. I like to work with angels and higher vibrational beings. What message do we have for Pat regarding her finances today? Ooh. The first card that's coming out is Ego. This is Archangel Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment. So regarding your finances, have you been going through a difficult time with finances lately?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. The next thing that's coming up is the Queen of Water. This sign could either be you, Queen sign, or it's somebody who's tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, loving, relationships. And the next card coming up here is we have the Two of Fire, coming into your own. So this is about new relationships. So you've been going through something that's been difficult, new relationships. And with the Two of Fire, fire is all about action. And the Two sign is working with somebody else. Do you have another person in your life that you share finances with, a partner?
No.
No? Okay. So this could also be that somebody new coming into your life, a new contract, new partnership is also the Two of Fire card. I'm going to ask for a clarification card. The wheel and Archangel Michael. So this is kind of open-ended here, which I'm being said, this is a time of positive change. I'm being told that there is somebody who could be coming into your life that might be able to give you help. Are you looking for new employment by chance?
No, I'm actually retired, but I do I do like psychic stuff off the books.
Another fire card, 10 of Fire, accepting help from others. So this is talking to me about other people coming in who can help you with gaining access to more money. The card on the bottom here is the Ace of Water, falling. This is about new relationships. This can also be about spiritual growth. But regarding finances, I'm seeing that this Two of Fire card and the 10 of Fire card is about new relationships that could possibly be coming into your life to bring in new sources of financial gain for you. And then the card on top is 6 of Fire, but fire is also action. So there's something that you need to do to be able to make this happen for you. Good news on its way, public recognition. This is really good, but the fire is about action that's in here. So water, Queen of Water, I think that energy might be you. And then the red cards, all of these fire cards are about taking actions here. But on the sides of your reading here, you also have two archangels. You have Archangel Michael with the wheel, and the wheel is all about, it's kind of, I say, like spinning the wheel. You have the opportunity to try your luck with something. So you have good cards here for bringing more financial abundance in your life.
Okay.
Let's see, I have a St. Michael the Archangel deck here. Yes.
I always pray to him.
The Michael card that's coming out for you, this beautiful, it looks like a beautiful woman staring up, like just rays of light coming down on her. Trust in divine purpose. So just know that you have the divine energies that are working behind you and kind of protecting you in your finances as well. And it says you're on a path of growth. So you have energy in your life that you can use to grow yourself financially.
Okay.
And then, well, let's see, that one's set another, an energy card here. All a growth and beautiful yellow, golden chakra card, accepting. So being able to accept the abundance, because this is a beautiful gold color, this card, it's all about your solar plexus chakra. That's right under your breastbone is the energy center in your body. And that's all about being able to accept abundance into your life. So when these opportunities come up for you, say yes to them. I feel like there's a lot of new people, possibly new opportunities coming in. And what's coming in for you is going to be because of divine timing. Does that make sense at all, Pat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Were there any other questions or things that you had that you wanted answered today?
I was just wondering about my health.
Your health? Let's pull another card. Health for Pat. Oh, we got two jumping out here. Oh, this is great. Queen of Earth. This is you again. You have both Queen cards that are coming out for you today. Queen of Water, Queen of Earth. And the Queen of Earth is a make time for those around you. But the Queen of Earth is solid. and always able to do what she needs to do. I love this card for you. And then I have the Three of Water, which is its celebration. This is a good sign, I think, for health, especially the Queen of Earth card. It's a green card, and green is the sign of health and of the heart chakra. Take a sensible approach also is the message from this Queen of Earth card. So if you are seeking help or seeking help from a doctor, go with your gut. Make sure you're listening to your intuition and to be able to make the decisions that are going to be right for you and your health, Pat.
Yeah, good, because I just got a lot of tests and everything came back good. So
awesome. I love that. Have more fun is also the Three of Water. So if you were stressed, quit stressing out about health. Your health looks good.
I have to have more fun. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Pat. Well, thank you so much. And
thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Bottom of the deck, King of Air. Very good. Speak your mind with confidence. Balance mental emotions and considerations. A great reading for you today, Pat. And one more for the collective. Collective reading today. Instinct, root chakra card. Beautiful card of a snake with a lotus and beautiful red crystals everywhere, all about Kundalini energy. So take these energies that are in the sky, move into Taurus season with confidence, and always remember, follow your instincts and you will make it through all of these deep, energetic, and intense energetics that we are dealing with as a collective on planet Earth today.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for the Hallie Elise Show with Hallie Elise. Hallie Elise. Live from HallieElise.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is the Hallie Elise Show
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. I am, as always, excited and delighted to be here, and I'm really having a blast with my producer. I have a couple of producers. One is very elegant and soft-spoken and witty and charming, and the other is also charming and also witty. However, he gets me laughing before the show, which is always a good thing, especially when we have these little funny glitches. Oh, and he says he's tall as well. How do you like that? I wouldn't know. We haven't met in person. See, that's the benefit of airways, benefit of technology, when it works. Speaking of technology, I thought I'd share a little funny today. I'm always running into these interesting scenarios when it comes to electricity or electronics. And today, I was moving some things from one storage unit into another, which meant having to take an elevator to go upstairs. And like all of us, at some point or another, I held the elevator door open. This way, it would give me a moment to grab some more things so that I could move in. Well, not a good idea. Next thing you know, there's alarms blaring all over the place, like, and of course, there's a button in the elevator enabling you to call the office, right? So one would think, well, I push the button, nothing happens. I wait a little bit, push it again. Then I get somebody and they go, oh, we hear it, we're on our way. And someone comes from the office and she says, you broke it. You must have left it open too long. And when I tell you I left it open for a moment, just so that I could run from point A to point B and back. And point B, by the way, was only about 2 feet outside of the elevator. Not good. The buzzer continued to go off, and I am not exaggerating, for another hour and a half, possibly longer. I was only there for an hour and a half. So, oh my, talk about energy going wonky. And then people will say, well, it's also, since we had the solar eclipse, there's that whole thing with that. You know, it's interesting. I remember as a child seeing the solar eclipse. And of course, with the special goggles, or they taught us how to use a box where you put a little pinhole on one side and a larger hole on the other side. And obviously the pinhole is the part that you would see the sun, and the bigger side was closest to your eye. We never had a problem. This particular solar eclipse, and I know I mentioned it previously, but it just gets my goat, because here it is after the fact and everybody's saying, oh my gosh, all of these things are happening because of the solar eclipse. And don't get me wrong, I do believe that the planets have an impact on us. I do believe that when situations happen, we can experience different things. And yet, a solar eclipse is not the fault for every single thing that has happened. I could say that the elevator today being wonky was because of the solar eclipse. Doesn't make sense, does it? No. All right, I'm off of my soapbox. I do want to share something, though, that is not my typical, and that is death. You often hear me speak about energy and how all things are energy. Dr. Wayne Dyer, who's no longer with us, he used to talk about that. Dr. Emoto, who taught us about the molecular structure of water and how it changes based on command, based on emotion, just like us. It's an energy. There are so many more philosophers, teachers, authors, scientists, and spiritualists, metaphysicians. We could keep going. Wise women, wise men. I'll leave it there. They all agree, though, that we are really energetic particles. And what that means is we have the ability to manipulate those. We have something called epigenetics, which you may or may not be familiar with. And it has to do with being able to shift a predisposition to change our chemical makeup, to literally release and transmute something that is within us. Kind of fascinating, right? And how it works is we begin a process, and there's multiple processes, too long to go into this evening. However, there are multiple processes, where you focus your energy differently, and as a result, things change. I know that it is in the simplest form, but if you have an opportunity to take a look at epigenetics, and if you're wondering, okay, you just said something about death, and then you went to energy, and then you went to epigenetics, it's because it's all tied in. We are multi-generations of energy from our previous generations, meaning nobody ever dies. We think in terms of the corporal body, the physical body that passes, and yes, it does. Like all things, at some point, it leaves, it changes. We go from a physical form to dust. Now, that's not an appealing thought to us, obviously. However, our energy, that never dies. It remains. This is why people can go into a home years after someone has been deceased and say, ooh, I sense so-and-so, and they did this and they did that, because they tap into that energy. Now, oftentimes when someone comes for a reading, they'll say something to the effect of, oh, I have a question about my mom or my grandma or my brother or my girlfriend or whomever. And they want to know about them because they are deceased. And I always tell them the truth, which is, I'm not a medium. I am psychic in a multitude of ways, but I'm not a medium. However, on occasion, I do get a message. And what that does for me is it proves to me, and it usually proves to the client as well, that their loved one is still there. Here's the funny thing. We're so used to our vision being this way. It's neatly fitting in this box, right? And it has to do with how we are raised. It has to do with who our examples were. It has to do with our teachers, our beliefs. That itself is an energy. And that influences how we see our world. It influences whether we believe that grandma can communicate from the beyond, or if grandma is just gone. Now, obviously, religion plays into that as well. And yet, even in religion, I find it fascinating how periodically there's something that's kind of slipped in there that would almost seem metaphysical. Actually is metaphysical. For instance, I remember being in yeshiva as a small child. And if you're unfamiliar with yeshiva, it's a term for Jewish religious school. And I'm saying around Yom Kippur that our hand will inscribe us in the book of life, or it won't. And when we go to sleep, that we communicate with God. And at the time I thought, wait, what? How does that work? It wasn't until probably about age 6, 7, which still is relatively young, that I understood more of what that meant. It's not that our physical hand goes up and writes in the day of a journal that has to do with the soul. It's more a matter of that part of us that is the essence that is connected to all of creation, that is connected to the divine, connected to God, connected to the universe, allows itself to communicate with ease and with peace when we're asleep. This is why many people who are busy-minded during the day don't understand when they get peculiar dreams. And I'll give an example. I have a friend who, for many years, she did not want to admit or agree to the fact that she had prophetic abilities, that she had psychic abilities. She would go to sleep and dream about someone passing. And it terrified her because, oh my gosh, what a horrible thing. It had to do with the women in her family. It had to do with them having breast cancer. And she would dream about this person passing. And then undoubtedly, within a short period of time, someone would call and say, Aunt so-and-so is unwell. Or your uncle or somebody else. But they would all relate back to somebody in the family having breast cancer. And it's very disturbing if you think that life ends. Now, granted, when someone passes, we can't hug them. You know, that physical touch, that makes a big difference. There's just something so special about hugging someone, holding them, and not having that ability anymore. Yes, that is disturbing. And yet we can still communicate. We can communicate by envisioning them in our dreams and seeing us walking down a path, knowing that at the end of the path, we'll run into them at the curve of the path. Or we can make an affirmation before we go to bed and ask that they visit us. I bring this up because today a friend actually lost one of her pups. And this was an older pup, I believe 16 years old or 17 years old. What a sweet, sweet animal. And her spirit is still around. She can still connect with her. And I know for myself, with all of my little ones that have passed, I've felt them. And so many people who say they have no intuitive ability whatsoever often will say, wow, I felt like they jumped on the bed, or I could have sworn I saw them out of the corner of my eye, because they did. Just something to think about, because we're in a state of our world where we wonder sometimes what's next. It's good to know that no matter what happens, we will go on. It's funny, I'm reminded of a song from a movie, but that's for another time. Carla, I believe, from Sacramento is on the line. Hello, hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Did you have a particular question that you wanted to address this evening?
I just wanted to ask about a certain person. Do you need his name and birthday?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I'm sorry, I cut out the connection.
I said I wanted to ask about a certain person. Do you need his name and birthday?
No, just first name is fine.
Okay, I just wanted to know, will Miles be returning at all?
Oh boy. This is tough for you because I feel like there really was a heart connection there, probably more so than with anybody. There's just such a strong, strong sensation there. And I would love to say, yes, he'll be back tomorrow, but I don't get that. I do get that you're thought of. I feel as if they are working through issues of their own. I feel like you will hear from them again, but I don't get them returning in the sense of being in your life full time. Does that answer your question, hon?
So you mean like when you say not full time, that just means that he can come back and it won't work again?
That means more like, hi, I was thinking about you, a phone call or a text, or showing up on the doorstep unexpectedly and you have a moment or two and then they're not in your life. I just feel like, oh goodness, this individual has had many years and many opportunities to make changes for themselves so that they could be more harmonious inside. And I feel like they fight that process. It's almost that idea of I am who I am and that's it. And I don't need to change anything. I don't need to see things differently. I don't need to do anything differently. And this is part of the glitch here, where if this individual were to take a closer look at themselves, they would recognize that just a little tiny tweak would make a massive difference. So I don't mean to go on in a circle here, so please forgive me. It's just the sense that you will hear from them again, but I don't see them in your world on a consistent daily basis. And so what that means to me is leave your heart open for another. There's an old saying about let go, let love, or let go and let God. And it's not an easy thing to do, but it makes sense because as soon as you do that, as soon as you kind of open your heart, open your space, then you allow that right person to come in. Even though they felt like the right person in your space, there is someone else. I'm hearing the number 8. We're in what? We're in April? Yes, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So figure by December, if you were able to just say, okay, this was an important part of my life, reminded me that I could love, that I could feel deeply and very connected to someone. And now in this moment, I have to just say thank you and move on. Then by the end of the year, you have someone truly, I'm going to say unique, coming into your world. Very different than what you would expect and very different than someone that you would anticipate having a relationship with. And yet I feel like there's going to be such deep, beautiful feelings that you will be so excited that you were able to say thank you for the past, but I'm moving forward.
Got it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
You are very welcome. And may I share something else?
Yes.
Okay. Throat. Take care of your throat. I feel like there are moments when you really need to speak up more and you hold back because you don't want to hurt people's feelings or you think it's not the right time. Speak up. Just ask yourself in your head, what should I say? Or how should I say this? And then just speak. Because when it comes to protecting other people, you have no problem opening your mouth, but you need to do better for you.
Okay, thank you. That's true.
Okay. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so if you're wondering why it is sometimes I pick up a part of the body when I'm talking with someone, it's not because I'm a medical intuitive. I guess, oops, as I knock over the camera here. It's not specifically about that. It's more in alignment with whatever else is going on in somebody's life. So, for instance, if I don't speak up, if I don't share my truth, I could end up with a sore throat. I could end up with my heart being sad. So keep in mind that your body signals whatever else needs to be known. And I believe I just saw Sheila from Nova Scotia. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm well. So how can I help you this evening? Did you have a specific area of focus?
Do you have a general? Can I just ask you how Majestic's doing? And my dad, too?
You say Majestic?
And my dad, please?
Oh, your dad. I'm sorry, go ahead. There seems to be a little bit of a gap in the sound. Could you repeat what you were saying, honey? I'm sorry.
Oh, I called in for a general reading. But could you just please tell me how Majestic and my dad are doing?
Okay. I don't get them around you.
Oh.
It's interesting. I feel like it's more a matter of I get contentment, I get peace, I get comfort, but I don't get them around you right now.
Okay.
That's not a bad thing. It just means that in this moment, there is a bit of space, a bit of, if you will, energetic separation. I don't get anything to be concerned about because I get the word peace right off the bat.
Okay.
Okay. And as far as general reading, okay, so a whole bunch of stuff comes in at once. Goodness. So let me see how much I can give you in a moment. All right. Finances. Think September, change in finances, really important to pay attention to. Anything that you can do to save until September and then invest, that would be brilliant. Anything that you want to sell or purchase, September is like the best month for you to do that. So please keep that in mind because I feel like anything before is actually going to run more than what it should. Whereas if you can hold out and wait till September, that's going to work out better for you. Okay. Also, I'm getting knees and just above the knees. So like lower thigh to knees. This has to do with taking big steps forward. I feel like there is some, I'll say concern, a little bit of fear. That's old. That has nothing to do with right now. Please allow yourself to make the moves that you know you should make. And when I say you know you should, there's this vacillation back and forth, should I, shouldn't I, how should I? Take a breath and get quiet for a moment, close your eyes and say, should I move now? Like just trust that your own knowing is going to guide you because it will. It is time to make steps forward. It is time to make big steps forward. That makes sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Because again, you got to let go of old stuff, hon. I just feel like in the past you have made certain changes and they didn't turn out the way that you had expected. And we could say that's general, but specific to you, it's taking away the fear and allowing yourself to be brave and confident now, knowing that what comes next is better. However, if you wait too long, then that window closes until another window opens. And the whole feeling here is, I'd say I wouldn't wait more than 10 months, year max, to make these major changes, because otherwise you're going to have to wait, could be as long as 5 years to have another opportunity. And that doesn't make sense. Okay. The other thing is you have loved ones from the other side. You have angels, you have guardians, you actually have people that love you on the other side that are trying to communicate. You're pretty intuitive when you pay attention. It's funny, that seems to be the theme with a lot of folks. Start listening. What I mean is, if you think a thought and you say to yourself, well, that's a weird thought, why did I think that? Know that it's not a regular thought. Know that it is an intuitive thought. And I'm not talking about like, oh my God, I shouldn't go in my car today. That could be fear. So check in with yourself. Is there a reason? Did you not want to leave the house? However, if it's a thought that seems like really strange, such as stop at the milk and pick up orange juice, and you look in your fridge and you go, that's silly. I have 3 containers of orange juice. Pick up the orange juice anyways. It's an intuitive thought. It's guiding you. I'm giving a silly example. The idea is to pay more attention to your own knowing because you are being guided. The other thing is I hear Celtic and Greek. So you have influences from the other side, from the spirit realm. Don't like the other side. I'm just going to say the spirit realm that are influencing you and guiding you and are there to assist you if you open up to it. You may want to, before you go to sleep at night, put a pad and a pen next to your bed and also say, I'm open to hearing voices of my loved ones. Just say it that way. It doesn't have to be a specific angel, a specific this, a specific that. Just, I am open to hearing the voices of my loved ones. Is this making sense, I hope?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because you have help beyond this moment. And I feel like that's so important to you. The other thing is there's some creativity that you could be tapping back into. Even with that, listen to your gut, listen to that feeling that says, oh, I should sit down and I should do this, or I should go to that class. Pay attention. You have a couple of gifts there that you're not utilizing, and it would be lovely if you start paying attention to them. The other thing is you are really wonderful at guiding children. And I don't mean as in a 12-year-old taking them to school or giving them directions. I mean, little ones. There seems to be an affinity there. Maybe you could be a little bit more involved in some scenario where you can spend more time with little ones, because there seems to be this exchange of joy, this energetic fulfillment, if you will, that I get when you're around little ones. Okay, the other thing I'm hearing too.
I have 4 children, but they're grown up now, and my granddaughter, she's a teenager now. I used to spend a lot of time with her and take care of her. Mm-hmm. I spend a lot of time with her.
Well, it's your granddaughter, which is awesome. And I will say as well, other little ones, which means if your granddaughter has a little friend that you could spend some time with also, that's lovely. If there's a local preschool that you might be able to volunteer at, even if it's just one day a month, I feel like your heart would be so filled with joy and you would be giving them a lot of joy as well. So just consider that, because again, I just feel that there's a gift there that's not been fully cultivated and it comes naturally to you. We all have a predisposition for things in our world. Thank you so much for calling in. I wish you a beautiful evening. Much. My pleasure. Take good care.
Take care.
If you'd like to get in touch, feel free to reach out to me at my office, which is 561-755-2166. If you're in the Boca Raton, Palm Beach, or Broward area of the U.S., in Florida, give me your jingle. I am starting some new classes that you may have an interest in. As well, do visit me on LinkedIn and Facebook and Pinterest. Who am I missing? Occasionally on X, which used to be Twitter. I try to put out different content in different places. Thanks so much, and have a lovely evening.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I'm Mary, your host. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to get straight into it. As usual, I'm doing a 3-card pull, so just take a minute to see whether you're drawn to card 1, 2, or 3. You do have to tune in quickly. The first card is this one. It is Divine Presence. Now, with this card, Spirit came in very much about healing yourself within and connecting to Spirit for that. Now, I did also get a message from Spirit that was quite lengthy, and I wrote it down. So I'm going to read because I never remember these things and I get myself into trouble with my guide. All right, now I'm going to read it out. And the message was, I am you and you are me. We rise together. We never fall or fail. We either pause and heal or we move on and up. And the other message was to just take your time with everything. You can't do everything at once. All right. So just connect with that divine loving force that's within you and ask for help, ask for guidance, ask for healing. Now, this is out and about everywhere, but I just did feel the need to also say it again. There are no mistakes in life. There are only lessons. We never fail. We're just constantly learning and evolving. So be kind to yourself, ask for help, and it will come. Doesn't always come when we want it to come, but it does come, when Spirit are ready and are able to assist. Sometimes we need to learn something from an experience before they make it better. So just keep that in mind for yourself, all right? If you've chosen the second card, it's this one, Shamanic Healer. This is about healing all areas if you're in your life. It's not just about the body. So where it can be a relationship, the workplace, it could be people in the workplace or the job that you have to deal with within your workplace. It can be a family situation. It can, of course, be healing within the body. This card, however, what I am being told from Spirit is that it is time to heal whatever is going on with you, whatever you're concerned about, but it is coming, but you need to assist with that as well. So if you do need healing, especially if it is in the body, whether you want to do a holistic form of healing, so whether it's Reiki or anything else that you gravitate to, now's the time to work on that for yourself. So going to a healer. What I'm also being told for you to do is to you can also assist with this yourself, and you can sit in your own space and just breathe in the life force, the energy that is our breath, and breathe it in, and making sure that you're asking for it to go to every cell in your body, going through your bloodstream to your muscles, and visualize it going into every thought that you have, assisting with that, and basically in all areas of your life, and just see everything being resolved, whether it's medical, physical, emotional, spiritual. Okay, so whatever your concern is, work on it in that way. If you chose the third card, it's this one, it's thought vibration. Now, you know, there is a lot of stuff out there about manifesting, and what you attract, you manifest, and all that kind of stuff. But what I was shown to tell you is pretty much, and some people do vision boards and do positive thinking, and I'm not saying don't do that. Do whatever works for you. However, today I am being drawn to tell you to do what I do. Now, it does work for me. Maybe it will work for you. Whenever a negative thought comes into my head, I just say, no, that's not for me. I don't want that. You can take that away. If a positive thought comes into my head, I'm like, I like this resonates with this, I'm keeping this. I want this to assist me in my life. Okay, I don't have time to sit there with vision boards and to sit there and, you know, try manifesting and whatever. It doesn't work for me. I use that technique for myself, and I have found that that works. And then I just say thank you to Spirit, and that I can use that. So if somebody wants to try that, by all means do, and I hope that works. Okay, but just stay positive and work on all of that for yourself. All right, now I have Janelle on the line. Janelle, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. Have I pronounced your name correctly?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, how can I help you, Janelle?
I'm actually just calling in. I know that things are uneasy for me right now, and I just wanted to try to get a little insight of all the uneasiness in my life basically right now.
Okay. Janelle, are you in a relationship right now?
I am.
Okay. The first thing that I've got, the person that you're in a relationship with, I feel like they're a little bit controlling. Does that make sense for you?
A little bit, in a sense, yeah.
Okay. And I also feel that there is control around finances. I feel like it's a difficult time for you to make decisions also within your relationship and around finances too. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I am being told for you to trust your intuition regarding this. I do feel you're very strong with that, with your gut feeling. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. Also, I feel like you just wanted to be in a relationship and have a lovely, beautiful, happy ending, and you've had all these dreams, but they're not actually working out that way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. There has been, I feel like, some conflict with your partner. Is that correct?
A little, yes.
Okay. Have you suspected that there's another person in this relationship?
No.
Okay. If that comes up for you, just go with your gut feeling. Okay?
Yes.
All right. I also feel like the situation that you're in right now, it's going to come to an end. I just see this karmic wheel going around, and I just see that karma is going to unfold here. Okay, I do feel like you just want to get to the truth of things. Does that make sense?
Always.
Yeah. I do feel like you feel a little bit trapped, a little bit isolated, not really knowing what to do, what to think, what to say, that it's a little bit exhausting for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. I'm just gonna see. I feel like you just want your relationship to be good, but there's some shady parts to it. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what else you get. Do you have a male in spirit? This is like a father, grandfather, or like a father figure?
I do.
Okay, which one is it?
Actually, it's my godfather and also my uncle.
Okay. All right, I'll describe this person to you because he's been with me for a while. He came in like all excited, like, I'm here, I'm ready to help, sort of like, what do you want? Like he will have not a sense of humor about any concerns that you have with your life, but he tries to lighten the mood a little bit to take some stress off you. But then as soon as he knows what is concerning you, then he goes very much into becoming a deep thinker, and he wants to work out the problem. Does that make sense for your godfather or your uncle, either one of them?
Yes.
Is it one in particular, or are they both similar like that?
Both of them, yeah.
I like that. Okay. All right, I'm being told to tell you to learn from this situation so you don't go and make the same mistake again, all right? Does your partner have some narcissistic tendencies about his personality?
It's not usual, no.
But sometimes?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm going to say why he's coming in to help you. Oh, okay. That are falling out. He wants you to know not everything is lost, okay? So focus on what you have, all the good things, and everything will work out. he is going to assist you. He's saying to me, it's a bit like a tight squeeze navigating through, but he's going to find a way for you to resolve everything and to just ask for help from him. Okay, or both of them, whoever you feel the closest to. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, perfect.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Everybody, and welcome to Tuesday afternoon. It is 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I am even more excited to announce the launch of My Soul Group. So if you go to marialeggett.com/My Soul Group, this is an online membership that I have released for you. It has 3 separate soul levels. There is the awakened soul, the empowered soul, and the enlightened soul. And each level offers something different for you on your spiritual journey. So if you're new to this or you're not really sure how to connect with your guides, you want to learn to manifest the life that you want, this is the membership for you. In the Awakened Soul, we go through and we start meeting your inner band of guides, learning how to work with them and how to use them in our life. In the Empowered Soul level, you get the Awakened Soul level, of course, plus we're going to be doing moon ceremonies to manifest all of this. And there's going to be classes on 12 different archangels. And then we have the Enlightened Soul level, which gets all the other stuff, plus one-to-one group coaching. And I'm only allowing 10 people in the Enlightened Soul. So in these 3 different levels, we're going to learn how to work with spirit. We're going to learn how to manifest the life that we want. And it's really important to me that we start addressing imposter syndrome, because we've been conditioned as children to not listen to spirit, to not do certain things. And so now I'm going to teach you through all of my experiences. So I'm going to share very deeply with my past journey and all the things that I have been through to help you get through imposter syndrome, break the resistance of listening to spirit, embrace your connection, learning to trust, learning to get through all the things that you need to do in order to embrace your spiritual journey through My Soul Group with me, Maria Leggett. So go to marialeggett.com/My Soul Group. And with that, I want to welcome Elena to the show. Hi, Elena. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. How may I help you today?
I don't really know. I was wondering if maybe there was any of my past loved ones that could come through. I don't know if you do that.
Of course, absolutely. Is there anybody specific you're looking to talk to? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. I just wanted to know if there was anybody specific that you wanted to talk to.
Yeah, if possible, my cousin Johnny or my uncle Billy.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so let's see what we can get. Oh, Mother, Father, God, thank you very much for this moment in time. Thank you for allowing me to be of service to Elena today. As we open the door to communication with the great I Am presence, we know that all words spoken will be with your wisdom, truth, love, and understanding in the highest. In this moment, we ask for the veil to be lifted and any crossover loved one, ancestor, spirit, guide, spirit, animal to please come through with messages from Elena on her highest good. Amen. So I want to talk about I have a younger male who steps in, and I feel him as though he would be in his early to mid 20s. He doesn't feel very old to me. And definitely a younger soul, as in maturity wise, wanting to play, wanting to have fun, not always taking life very seriously. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he talks to me, thank you very much. He takes me right deep down into his heart, and he talks to me about, he talks to me about you having some difficulty in moving through some difficult energy of your own. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Okay. He wants you to know that you are being loved and supported by everyone on the other side. Okay, why are you? I don't. He's showing me a silver spoon. I don't quite know what that means. And I feel like I'm like digging down into like a milkshake or ice cream or something. And so I'm just asking him, what does this mean? What is this? And he says to me that life is much sweeter than we often allow it to be, because we can get so caught up in the difficult things that life has to offer that we forget to treat ourselves and do good things for ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Makes a lot of sense.
Do you have a question? Do you have a question that you want to ask him?
Is there any signs he like brings to me, like maybe birds or anything?
Okay, so what do you bring to her? So here's what I want to tell you. I don't see it as a bird, but I want to talk about feathers. You finding feathers along the way. So that could be on a bird, but I see it more as a single feather. And this could be like with a goose down vest or a goose down shirt or goose down comforters that we have, even being on a walk and finding feathers along the way in places that we don't expect them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he says it's a way for you to remember, what is this? There's a song that goes with this. There's a song about I can't think of the name of the song, but there are songs that go with lifting yourself up and pulling yourself up out of situations and being able to look down at them and recognizing I don't have to sit in this super difficult energy. I can look at it and go, okay, what lesson is there for me to learn? And he says that he wants you to know that you don't have to be as stubborn as he is. And he kind of chuckles about that, because he says to me, I didn't always listen when I was supposed to, and that you don't have to be as stubborn as him. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And he says that he wants you to have a better life than he did. And he says that he wants everybody to know that any pain that he caused, he has true regret, and wants everybody to know that he's sorry for any upset or discourse that he may have caused in the family, but for everybody to know that he is okay on the other side and he's working through all of this stuff. Because he shows it to me as though he gives me this image of, you know how some people are like really afraid of Rottweilers and they're actually fairly easygoing dogs. But then you see a Chihuahua and the Chihuahuas are the ones you have to watch out for because they have this really nasty bite.
Yeah.
He gives me that image and tells me that his words can have this really nasty bite to them. And he shows it to me as though there was always this like trigger coming up in him where he was just kind of angry about things and he didn't know how to process his anger. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I totally understand that. Yeah.
And he says that it's really important that the family, because he shows me there's a divider between the family. Like not everybody talks, not everybody gets along. And he says, you know, if everybody could just sit down and have a conversation where not everybody feels like everybody's right and be open to hearing, okay, here's how you hurt my feelings and accepting that and saying, I'm sorry, then the dynamics in the family would be very different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Definitely.
And he says that this is what he hopes for you and your children, because he says that you don't want to go through a lot of the same things. Because he shows it to me, he puts his hand on top of my head and like pushes me downward. And he talks to me about you being kind of repressed in your family and not being able to share and say the things that you need to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And he tells me that you are determined to make sure that your children will have a voice and that you are not giving the same type of consequences to your children that you experience. And so there are family members who are saying you're being too easy, you're being too this, and that it really frustrates you because you want to respond and go, well, I don't want them to feel like crap like I did. So I'm doing what I want to do.
Right.
And he says that you are making all the right choices to not worry about that. The only thing that he would ask for you to do is to learn to heal those wounds, because he shows it to me as though there's a lot of forgiveness that needs to happen between you and the people who raised you. Does that make sense?
100%, yeah. 100%.
So he says, if you can find forgiveness and understand that, and this is not an excuse, mind you, but he wants you to understand that they raised you in the same way that they were raised. So they want to make sure that he wants to make sure that you are okay and can forgive them for being raised that way, and that you're just going to make different choices and to allow yourself to continue being an amazing mom. Because he looks at me and he goes, listen, she's trying every single day to be better. And some days are better than others, but let her know she's doing it. And all of us on the other side are proud of her for all of the changes that she's making. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He says that you really needed to hear that. He says you really needed to hear that today. And he gives me the symbol of the folded hands, which is, I want you to know that I love you and that we're pulling for you and supporting you from the other side. So with that, Elena, I want to thank you for being on the show. I appreciate you very much. And I want to thank everybody else for being here and watching me. And don't forget, if you would like to talk to your spirit guides and learn how to do what I do, you can go to marialeggett.com/mysoulgroup and sign up for one of the 3 different soul levels offered. Thank you very much and have a great day. See you next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for your time to shine with Julie Yeager Walker. Julie Yeager Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is your time to shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening and welcome to our show tonight. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope all of you are doing well today. So there's a lot of excitement, at least through the U.S. We have a solar eclipse happening in about 4 days, and there's not going to be another solar eclipse in the U.S. for like 20 years after that. We've already had, well, this will be the second one because I believe it was 2017, August of 17, or maybe it was 18. I can't remember. But it was a solar eclipse and it went right through Portland, and I got to experience that, and it was absolutely incredible. I can't even describe the feeling when the sun and the moon are in complete alignment and that total solar eclipse happens. There is just the most bizarre feeling and energy vibration that the sun really interrupts between the moon and the earth. It was almost like sometimes if your hearing gets muffled, or sometimes if you have your ears are plugged up, right? And it's almost like you're hearing people underwater, or if you have maybe you have noise canceling earphones or something like that and people are talking to you, it's that same strange vibration, right? And it was really a fantastic experience. I was so blessed that I got to experience that with my daughter. And the way that the energy felt, the way that when you tried to talk to somebody, it was that muffled feeling. Of course, everything had this ominous, weird kind of dark glow to it when it came into full totality. And it lasted, I actually don't know how long it lasted, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. It wasn't really that long, maybe 2 minutes. But it was enough to feel the different vibration going on. So, and it was a very intense energy, a big pull. So, right now we're already starting to feel the effects of that solar eclipse. And, I don't know how many of you out there are feeling it, but things have been a little bit strained this week. It feels like issues are coming up. So if you're having things, come up in really big ways, right? It could be something with your family. It could be with your job. It could be money matters, right? It could be whatever that is that needs to come up. And I found it was a really interesting quote as I was looking into solar eclipses and astrology. And it says, eclipses are known for their ability to illuminate matters that need to be worked on. So if there's something coming up in your world right now that you're just like, wow, this is really intense, it's coming up for a reason, right? It's coming up for you to look at it a little bit harder and say, okay, what do I need to work on with this? What do I need to heal around it? What do I need to clear? So it's always coming up for a reason. And you have to be able to dissect that and look into that reason and figure out why it is continuing to come up. But especially during times like this where we have full moons, super moons, or even these eclipses, they just have an intense energy about them. And it affects all of us, right? Just that energy pull and the shift and the polarization that we're feeling here on Earth. So take a look at what some of these things are that are coming up for you. And maybe you need to take a look at them and say, what is it that needs to be released, right? Maybe it's something that you've been hanging on to for a while and you're finally ready to let it go. And a lot of times when issues come up for us in the forefront, it's time. You're really ready to let them go. And it's amazing when you are ready to let things go, that immense satisfaction, that feeling of just that feeling of lightness, right? That all of those things have left, have been resolved. And so it's really important that when these things come up, you pay attention. Because if you don't pay attention, they're going to continue to come up until you do something about them. And that's the magical thing, if you want to call it that, about the universe, is these matters will continue to come up until it's time for us to let them go. And usually it's perfect timing, it's divine timing to be able to let them all go. You've transformed, you've changed, right? And it's an old part of you that no longer serves you anymore. And so it's easier to let that go. So whenever you're seeing some of these things come up, do take a look at them and see if you can, see if you are ready to release them and let them go. Because it really is an amazing feeling. It's very freeing to be able to let go of some of those things. So I don't know what part of the US that you're in. I know there's people, I've heard there's people coming in from Europe to look at the solar eclipse and get a view of it. So wherever you are, and if you're near it, I do hope that you get to experience it, because it really is a very magical thing. Definitely a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm hoping that the weather will clear up here in the Portland area, because we should see a part of the eclipse if we can break through all of the clouds. So we'll see if we get that lucky. I'll have a report next week and let you know. Right now, we are going to head over to the phone lines. We have Beth in Louisiana. Good evening, Beth, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm okay. How about yourself?
Not bad. What can I do for you this evening?
I'm just kind of wondering about my relationship with my girlfriend. Where's it going? And my financial state. Is things going to get any better for me? Because I've been unemployed. I've been without a car. It's just been terrible.
Okay. All right. When you say your girlfriend, is this a love interest or is this a good friend?
Yes, it's my girlfriend. My significant other.
Your significant other. Okay. Well, perfect. Beth, give me just a moment here to kind of tune in to see what messages are coming through. And there'll be a little moment of silence as I do that, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Beth. What I'm seeing right now is there is a necessity to be able to be flexible and to bend. I just kept seeing like this stick and this bending in this stick. And so, and it almost feels like there, as far as you and your partner, it feels like there is a trust issue going on right now. Or maybe a lack of trust. It just feels like someone's standing over in the corner going, what's going on? And so what is it about this relationship that is not malleable, that is not bending or giving way to something? Because that's the feeling that I'm getting here.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
It feels like somebody's standing very firm-footed, and not really wanting to bend or to be flexible. It's almost like someone's like bowing their back and saying, nope, not doing that right now.
Yep. Okay. Gotcha.
Hold on just a minute. Let me see what else they're bringing through. Just a moment. So, so again, I'm feeling like there's this thing about trust, and not trust in a way of like there's infidelity or something like that. There's a trust issue of like maybe a broken promise, something that was said and never followed through. And so there's this feeling of, okay, wait a minute. What happened to whatever that was that we were talking about? At that, right? There was no follow through on that. So there's a little bit of this. That's where this bowing of the back is coming from.
Okay.
And it feels like it's coming from your partner, not so much coming from you.
Yeah, like she's like she told me she would do something and she didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So I'm seeing this image of like falling down. That goes back to the whole thing of not following through, right? You're kind of falling. That image of
I know exactly.
falling.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. So there needs to be some discussion around this about how to change that. I think this is going to be a good conversation. I don't think this is something that it's like there's a excuse me, there's a misstep, or there's something going on her end that's giving her this heaviness, this feeling of misstepping, right? So there's something going on in her life that she's trying to understand and trying to digest. And it's almost like she's not paying attention in life, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's the simple things that are flying by and you're like, wait a minute, what just happened there, right?
Right.
How did you not see that?
It's called prescription drugs. That's how she doesn't see it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that's what causes the falling, and that's what our main thing is. It's our main problem.
Yeah. So there needs to be some realization that there's an issue, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that hasn't been realized yet. And that's a hard place to be, I know. But it's a matter of being able to get her to realize that there is something going on and that there is an issue, and try to get some help with that.
Yes, ma'am, before it's too late.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's really hard for families going through this to be able to navigate on their own. They really need some intervention. And really need some help. So, I feel like this is like the beginning. It's like the beginning of it. So it's something that can be easily corrected and turned around if the right intervention is found. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's about getting that person to understand and bring to their attention that
she's got brain damage. She's got brain damage from an auto accident where she was hit head on by an 18-wheeler. So she's not brain dead. Okay, she's got a little bit of brain damage.
Sure.
So that kind of, if a doctor says to do this, then she's okay with doing that, but it's not right.
Right. So is her doctor aware of the situation?
I don't know that she's fully aware of it. She does know that she abuses her medication. Supposedly she knows, and she went to the doctor today, and I can't even go with her anymore because when I know the day before she gets her medicine filled, it's just it's huge. It makes me change because I know what I'm going to have to deal with for the next 5 to 7 days, and I hate seeing her like that, and it just I don't know. But she sent a text message earlier and said we need to talk about what her doctor had to say today.
Yeah.
So maybe she does know. Maybe that's maybe her doctor's finally caught on. I don't know. This has been going on for 10 plus years. It's been going about 11 years. And nobody has ever freaking made her realize what's been going on and what she's been doing herself except for me. And I've stood firm on what I believe and what I see and what I know.
Right. It feels like the doctor might be catching on and might be putting the brakes on a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's heartbreaking to see somebody go through that. And of course, you have to realize too, from your own self-preservation, that they have to be willing to get the help, right?
Yes, ma'am. I've come to realize that.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can only intervene so much. And then at that point, you have to be able to let them walk that path of their life, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's when you have to choose, do you continue to walk with them, or do you step away, right?
Yes, ma'am, that's where I'm at.
For your own health, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's a very hard decision for someone to decide whether to stay or to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Let me see what else. Your guides and your loved ones are showing me that you have been super strong through this entire process, and you've stuck it in there longer than anybody else would, and they want you to realize that fact in general, okay? And if you choose to walk away, that you can't be hard on yourself for deciding that. Because if you decide that, you're going to be deciding for you. And you are an important piece in this whole, relationship. So they're recognizing and wanting you to recognize that you really have done your very best in this.
Yep.
You were asking about your financial situation. It's kind of blurry to me right now. It feels like they're working on the other side for you on something, but it's not visible to me at this very moment. Maybe if you were to ask me tomorrow, the answer might be different. But in this moment right now, it's like there's this white shield in front of me and I can't see past that. So what they're showing me is that they're working on things for you behind the scenes, and they have not yet come to fruition. So to be patient as they are working on this for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is there anything else that I can answer for you this evening?
No, ma'am, that's it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. All right. Next, we have Kimberly in Ontario, Canada. Good evening, Kimberly, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello. Thank you.
Hello. Good evening. What can I do for you?
I would like to know what the universe has in store for me for love. Anything that the universe has for me would be great to know.
Okay. Perfect. Let me take just a moment here and tune in to see what they have to say, and then I'll be right back with you. And there'll be a little moment of silence as I'm doing that, okay?
Thank you.
Kimberly, have you just recently gone through a heartbreak, a breakup, or maybe there was a date that you thought was going to go well that didn't go so well? They're just showing me that recently you've had some tough times there. But what they're showing me is what they're saying is, okay, let's do this. Pull up your pants, get back on the horse, and here we go again. So whatever that was that you went through, they're saying, don't let that discourage you, okay? Because there's a much brighter future ahead. This was something that you had to go.
It was about 6 months ago in my relationship.
Okay. They said you had to go through that process in order for you to realize what it is that you really, really needed and wanted out of a relationship. And they're saying it's about a compassionate side of you. Not exactly sure what that means. Maybe you do. But they said that it's about really learning about who you are on the inside and outside, and knowing what it is that you truly deserve is what they're saying. And know that you are willing and deserving of that really good relationship. Because the last relationship you had was really tough. It was really tough and it kind of wore you down. And so they're saying, you know now what it is that you do not want in a relationship, right? And so bringing all the things in that you do want, and it's going to come. It will come down the road. They're saying to look deep inside within you and find out what you need right now, because maybe what you need right now is really just a short break. Okay? To be able to look at yourself and to be able to heal and to be able to do some self-care for yourself. Does that make sense?
I guess so. I've been doing it for the last 20 years, so
Okay.
I don't know how long I have to keep going. I've been dating anybody for 4 years, and then I dated someone for 3 months, and then I've been off since May, and still nothing.
Okay. They're saying that
there's that one person.
They're showing me actually that there's not just one person for you. There's a couple people out there. And so, to allow yourself to be open to what that may be. What they're showing me is that there's almost a little bit of a fear of finding the right one, because then it's going to be taken away. Right. And so to remind yourself that you are deserving of having that person come into your life and really understanding that deep within. Because you are deserving for all of the happiness that should come to you.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you see like it coming in the next 6 months, or?
I feel like there's somebody coming in the next few months. Yes. Maybe even sooner than the 6 months. So. And Kimberly, we're coming down to the last couple seconds of our show, so I have to say good night. And I want to thank you so much for calling in tonight. And I hope it's been helpful.
Thank you.
All right, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Enjoy your week, and we will see you again next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDSPsychicParties.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Astrology and Psychic Reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this segment, Lady D. So I hope you've all had a wonderful week. It's been an interesting week for the energies with the planets, and it's going to be another hectic and interesting week ahead that we have with the planets. So we do have Mercury retrograde conjuncting with Venus. So with this could bring about communication from past loved ones or past financial opportunities or financial opportunities in general. As we say, we're still in a retrograde, so we try to hold off certain contracts. If you're already going back to an old workplace, it's different, or if you're current workplace, because sometimes it also makes exceptions, but anything new, try not to sign. But also with current relationships, that can cause a bit of conflict or not going the right way, or trying to hold in a lot of communication to do with relationships, or a lot of to do with different people from the past, or on your mind a lot, thinking about them today and it coming into tomorrow. On the 21st, so that's Sunday for me, we've got a big conjunction with Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. That's going to bring about some unexpected luck for everybody, which I find is going to be a positive transit. It could be shocking, could be unusual events coming up around the world. It could be some earth event like earthquakes or some natural disasters. But I feel like with Jupiter, those unexpected luck. The last time we had this transit, it was a different star sign. I think it was in Aquarius, and that actually brought about the first Instagram photo being posted on Instagram. So that was in Aquarius. There could be some sort of technology aspect with that, because Aquarius is the ruler of Uranus, or vice versa. But in our own lives, some unexpected luck, and that will be there for the whole week. So energy is going to last the whole week, and that can also bring about some unstable, unpredictable energy. But with Jupiter there, I do find it's more positive than negative. We do have on the 22nd, we have Venus conjunct Chiron here. This can bring about, can bring some sort of healing, but it also can bring about some sort of issues with relationships or financial things coming up with that transit too, or sort of things that are not stable as well. We've also got coming in this full moon that is coming on the 24th in Scorpio. It's at 9:48 a.m. in the morning for me. So with that, there's also be some squares to Pluto with the Sun, the Moon, and also Venus to Pluto. So this could be an ending of certain situations. It could be about something is final or being finalized. Because we're dealing with Scorpio, it could be a sense of loyalty or trust. Could be about hiding things. It could also bring about deception. I feel like this week is going to be a lot of shocks. I also feel like it's a week where you're finding you need more time, but also where people are needing help and kindness too. I feel like this week is about always having a plan B, because plan A may just not happen and it's just going to be too chaotic. A lot of stubborn energy that's coming up here. People not wanting to move, wanting to be adaptable. People just wanting to keep the way things that they are can be coming up too. And I feel like people are looking for a way out of certain situations, sort of just wanting to escapism or looking for a way out could also be coming up for the week ahead with these energies. So it is going to be a bit confusing, a bit hectic. I feel like it is going to be a sense of people not wanting to move. They don't want to be, they need to be resilient this week, I feel like. But we've gone through the last 3 weeks and it's been a lot of upheavals, a lot of different energies coming up. So it's about, as I always say, wait to see what happens and then react first. Okay, let's go to the caller. So we've got here Lena, who's in Jacksonville, who's in North Carolina. So hello, how are you today?
I'm good.
Oh, great. How can I help you today?
I was, I lost my husband about a year ago, and I have been really, best word for it is stuck. I'm just, in so much pain, and I can't seem to move forward and do what I need to do. I mean, I have our 2 kids, and it's hard on them too, but it's, I just feel like I need, because he died, it was so unexpected, and it was on our daughter's birthday. And,
okay.
and I need help.
I do feel like with your partner, I do feel like I do sense the sadness, even from your partner. I do sense there's sadness, and he's very sorry that he can't be here physically with you. It's like he had to go, because he's saying I had to go. He couldn't stay, but I feel like he tried to stay. So I feel like how he passed, that he did try to stay as long as possible. So I feel like he also wanted to say goodbye as well. I wanted to say goodbye to. I feel like he's just someone that would take on things like head first. Like he had a lot of courage. Like he would just face things and face on situations. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He always, he led our family, and he's just the best man that I've ever met.
It's kind of like I see like Tarzan with him. So I just feel like that he's very like a lot of courage, but also very like confident. So it's like he's got a chest like Tarzan that I see with him too, and it's like he's trying to also give you the courage to go on or to move forward. I feel like he's worried about. He's saying that the little one. I seeing a girl. So do you have like a daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it 2 of them? Is it 2 daughters? Was it 2 children?
Yeah, but it's 1 boy and 1 girl.
That's okay. He's just saying 2. He said 2. He said daughter, but he's like the 2 of them. So it's like, okay, if it's 2 girls or it's 2 together. So, but he's worried about the girl, or it's his little girl is what he's referring it to being. He's shown me. I'm not sure how old she is, but he's showing me her as being a child, with long straight hair. Is how he's showing me with her, and her hair's like a mousy color. It's how I'm seeing it, like a light kind of color. Is how I'm seeing it, or how he's showing me. But that's always like his little girl, and I feel like he just wants to give her a big hug. So I feel like his man's quite affectionate because he's like a hugger. So he wants to give her.
Oh my God! And so is she. Like she just, it's like when she hugs you, it's like he's hugging you. It's like amazing.
Oh. They have the same strength. He's saying that him and her have the same strength and the same courage. Your son a little bit, but for her, I feel like she's really taken after her dad as well. And I feel like she wants to be the leader, but she also has to know her place too. He's saying as well. Okay, he's watching. He is watching over you. He's there with you. He's there trying to guide you. But he's also saying to me that you're a little bit stubborn, or you're a little bit stubborn, or a bit scared to try things or to move forward. But he's like saying, just like I feel like he's giving you signs, or he's trying to give you like breadcrumbs here to try and direct you in which way to go. He's like, all the paperwork, I feel like there's a lot of paperwork here. It's all going to work out. It's just fine. But I feel like there needs to be a third party or someone to help you to go through everything too. But he's like, it's going to take another, I don't say take another year to sort everything out to get to where you need to be. But I also feel like he's with, like, I feel like he's still with you at night, like nighttime. I feel like he's all around you as well. Signs. Do you find money? Like, I feel like you find like coins. I'm asking him what's the sign that he's showing you. And he's showing me shiny coins. Yeah.
I mean, there's coins everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a sign. Like, so that's a sign from him, because he's just. When I asked him what's the signs that you're giving her, and then he showed me the coins. So I do feel like that. That's the signs that he's giving you. To also, I feel like he's trying to reassure you that it is going to work out. But I feel like I get a 1. So I feel like it's going to take up to 1. It could be 1 year, it could be 1 month. But I feel like 1 year for you to sort everything out. I just feel like this man, before he passes, like, I know we're saying it was quick, it was sudden, but I feel like he had a lot of trouble, or not too sure what happened to him, but I just feel like a lot of trouble, and I'm around my mid area. He's drawing me around there, and also my legs as well. My legs feel a bit funny, so I feel like there's something with his legs too, as well. But I also feel like he was quite like on the move or athletic. I feel like, okay, there is an offer coming up here for you. I feel like this might be a job offer. There's some sort of offer coming up here that's going to help you, like, financially take the pressure off things too. And I also feel like your son wants to help you, but he's too young. I'm getting he's too young, but I do feel like he wants to help you, or that you have a son that would if as soon as the age that he's able to work, that he'll go and get a job to try and help out, is what I kind of feel is kind of like how your son is. I feel like there's a bit of fighting in the family. So I feel like this is fighting here, but I feel like it's within the family. And I feel like you're you're just going to have to stick to your guns and go with you'll go with your gut and go with what's right, because he's telling me you're right. So whatever the conflict or whatever the fighting is, stick to your gut, because he's telling me that you're right as well. But it's about moving forward. He is waiting. It's not your time yet to go, but he will be there waiting for you. But he's already here and giving you the signs to be able to move forward. And it's just taking one day at a time. I know this is hard, but it's just about taking one day at a time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I hope I've helped you today, and thank you for calling in. And I wish you all the best. And I know this is not a happy time for you, but I wish you all the best. And just know that your husband is around you. Okay. So thank you, everybody. I hope this week is going to be a good week for everybody. And if you want to contact me, you can for a reading. So my website is Lady D Psychic Parties, same as my Facebook page. My Instagram is Lady DS Psychic. My TikTok is Lady D Psychic. And my YouTube channel, which is Lady D or Danielle Psychic, you can't find it under that. So I hope you all have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. So bye for now.
You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.